Scout, say hello to the world. It's Halloween, which means this is your holiday, dude, because you are a black cat. It is your holiday. It is almost Halloween, actually. It's not exactly. Alexa, what's today's date? Alexa, what's today's date?
Today is Friday, October 25th.
All right, well, Scout, it is almost Halloween. Gosh, black cats are so... Scout, you are such a handsome little guy. You're the most handsome cat on the planet. I know other cat owners would argue, but dude, you are so handsome. Look at this guy. He's so chill and peaceful. I love this guy. This guy is up for adoption, by the way. We are fostering him until he finds a good home, but he's still a kitten. He's only a few months old. If you're in the Los Angeles area and you're looking for a lovable, amazing, adorable cat like Scout, and I think you could still change his name. He's still young enough. He is up for adoption. But just look at this guy. He's so peaceful. He literally just falls asleep and melts in your... What's up? What? He's trying to meow at me, but he's so comfortable. What's up? Talk to me, dude. What do you want to say? What do you want to say to the world, huh? Is that you? Did you just fart? Scout, only dogs fart. Cats don't fart. Cats are... Okay. Alright. You're like, shut your mouth. Stop talking about farting. Okay, let's put him down. And this other one, let's put him down. Alright, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint our living room here. What's going on? How's it going? Hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm going to paint my living room. Good old living room scene. And what I think is interesting about this living room is it is one chaotic living room. This is an interesting living room with so much going on. It's not just a couple bare walls and a window. There's like couches, there's seats, there's all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna have to do quite a lot of drawing and sketching and planning and all that. So that's what we're gonna get started doing. But first, I want to cover this canvas with oil paint. I want to start off by adding a base layer of color, and then I'm going to sketch into it. So that's what we're doing right now, popping open our paint supplies. I guess at this height y'all can see my paint supplies as well as the painting, which is good. You can't see the living room, so you're just going to have to take my word on everything. Aubrey loves my paintings. Thank you so much, Aubrey. Appreciate you. Wesley J, what's going on? Wesley, hope you're doing fantastic. So Aubrey J, appreciate you for tuning in and saying hello. So right now, popping open some of the art supplies. I use mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits, even though I'm pretty sure they have an odor, and oil. So, you know, oil painting requires an open ventilated spot. You can't see it right now, but there's a door right here and have a fan on, which helps to evaporate some of the scents or make some of the scents go away. But one thing that you don't experience as you're watching this is how powerful the smell is from oil paints. So if that's something that bothers you, if you're considering getting an oil painting, I think there's a water-based one, and you don't necessarily have to use mineral spirits. It's not as bad as turpentine, I believe. I haven't actually ever used turpentine, so I don't know. But definitely, you want to have a ventilated space if you ever use oil paint. So if that's a big consideration, just stick acrylic, watercolor. Those are great ways to paint. But first things first, I want to take a nice big brush here and just lay down tons and tons of paint here. Lots of paint. And I'm just going to cover this whole surface with some paint. So just cover the whole surface. I need to loosen up this brush a little bit. It's a little bit tight. I haven't really been using this one, so if you don't use it for a while, it ends up getting stiff. But fortunately, I don't need this brush for thorough work. I just need it for a lot of color. So let's go ahead and mix our color, actually. I don't usually use a palette knife for mixing colors, even though I should. But here we go. So I'm gonna grab up our, oh, actually I don't even really need to grab it up. I could just mix it all right there. I'm gonna grab this color, and then I'm gonna mix like a yellow red into it, and maybe a little bit more yellow. Let me grab some more yellow here. Grab a bit more yellow. Let's find a good yellow. What's a good? So this is really just an undercolor. I don't even like to call it an underpainting. The appropriate term for this part of the painting is an underpainting, because basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like design the whole painting underneath in a way. And that's like traditional oil painting, because you do it layer by layer. But so what you would do if you were doing a portrait is you would like sketch it out, then paint on top of it, do this underpainting, and then, you know, erase away the values. Values is like how dark or light something is, how close to black or white something is. And then, you know, you would basically paint over that, but essentially just an underpainting alone, you can pretty much capture the entire detail of something. But right now, I'm tackling a fairly intimidating subject, being my living room. It's entirely got so many things. So I'm procrastinating on getting started. Not really procrastinating. This is like stuff that you actually have to do, but in a sense I'm procrastinating because it's a lot. Whenever I sketch like outdoors in public, you know, you just know that you're going to be spending a lot of time just capturing details, and little by little new details appear in front of you, and before you know it, like there's just so much detail included. So here we go. I'm actually gonna grab some mineral spirit here, get it on the brush nice and thick, and we're just gonna like lay some on here. Just lay some mineral spirit on, wet this canvas. Use a really thin layer of mineral spirit. I wonder if this, yeah, it's not too bad. It's shaky, but it's not bad. Yeah, there we go. Let's prop this down just a little bit just to keep it from shaking as much. There we go. That's a little better. And mineral spirits just really thins the paint. So that's the goal of mineral spirits, is just thinning the paint. And I'm just creating a nice surface, nice thin paint surface to work on. This isn't really, this isn't technically a traditional step right now, like me just throwing mineral spirits on, but I really just want to be able to easily lay this paint on nice and loose. Ooh, here we go. Catch that before it falls. Ah, there we go. All right, cool. I really just want to be able to get this paint on nice and loose. So that's part of the reason for this. And you know what it's going to do is it's just going to make it easier to, nice and wet, nice wet canvas, so that when I do throw these this paint on, it's going to be easier. So here we go. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing fantastic. We got Preppy Dino, AB Sports, Wesley J, Aubrey. I give shout outs as long as your name isn't something weird and inappropriate. But here we go. So just laying down this color. This is like the foundation. Just laying down a foundation of color. I might have used a little too much mineral spirits. I can see that now, but that's okay. It's all gonna be adjusted. This paint is gonna take multiple days. So, you know, if anything, this is all just gonna help to create an appropriate color underneath so that we don't have any like white space underneath. And honestly, this is, in my opinion, this is a Dylan Zeller. What's up? In my opinion, this is actually a skippable step unless you really want to do like traditional style. But I also like the idea, you know, of having a base color from which to work with, which is this color. It's going to essentially be our base. If I ever miss any areas of paint while I'm doing the main painting, if any of the areas get missed by me, as in like I don't paint over that specific area. Fortunately, this will help to make it so that it's not white. So we've got like a nice, just base color. And that's all this really is a base color. I don't call it an underpainting. This is just an underlayer. Kind of like if you're wearing a t-shirt, right? If you don't want your chest hairs, or you don't want certain things to show through your shirt, you would wear an undershirt. You know, and depending on what color, if you're wearing like a white undershirt, maybe a white t-shirt, you might want like a blue undershirt, right? Or a red undershirt, because whatever you're wearing as an undershirt is probably going to show through the white. So, yes. So this is what I do on a Friday night. I paint. Sometimes. A lot of times. But here we go. This is not the technical traditional way. And honestly, this actually creates like a hindrance if you're painting, what they call alla prima, which means in like one sitting. If you're painting alla prima, this can actually be challenging because you have to take into consideration every single area that you lay down paint, because you're gonna have to consider that there's wet paint underneath. And this wet paint can obviously create some problems for you. And here we go. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I need to set down a mark. So here's something important right now that I learned from acting is setting down a mark, which means, what am I doing for the weekend? I'm painting, Dylan. Working and painting. So I work on weekends, but I also paint. So let's see, I need to set down a mark. For anyone that doesn't know what a mark is, it's when you take like a piece of tape and you set it down where you're standing, so you know where you have to go to when the director says action. So I need to set myself down a mark to decide where my painting is going to start and how it's going to, how it's all going to look. So here we go. I haven't really planned this part out yet. But let me get my tape first so I can plan my space. Oh yeah, I have painter's tape right here. What am I looking for? You gotta know where your tools are, Emmett. So what is everybody else doing on a weekend? I got work and paint. So here we go. We got a little bit of painter's tape, and we're just gonna plop this down. Plop this down right where I want to be standing every single time in order to paint. So, and this is an adjustable thing, but I'm thinking that I want to be looking like right like here. And here we go. So let's go ahead and use this color to sketch out some of the living room right now. It's also kind of awkward because, let me move it a little bit closer to the, I'm gonna move this a little closer to the canvas. Because, so I don't have to keep moving away. I can kind of stand right here, dip and paint while I'm looking. All right, let's do that. So here we go, living room painting. Step one. We're gonna go right here. Let's see where I want this edge to go. We're gonna go right here. All right, the decision has been made. Now we're gonna go, that's the horizon line. It's gonna go toward our horizon, so we're gonna go down here. Pretty much a flat line, like right here. And then this is gonna come across like so. Create a nice obtuse angle. And eventually I will sketch this out a little better, but for now, this is just what I'm working with. This is gonna come down right around here, and then we're gonna go right down here. And I want this painting to be like right here. So we're gonna go, this is gonna come down. We need enough space for all this stuff in the background. So we need a wall. So we need like a, let's sketch out. We're gonna go right close to the ceiling. Oh yeah, close to the ceiling, we're gonna have the window right here. And just sketching things out a little bit. Get a nice little window right here. Another window, pretty much the same height. And this isn't the sketch. This is just me planning out a couple things before I get super into it. Because once I get into it, actually this. I'm trying to think of how this angle is going to come down. I think the angle is going to be much thinner here. Much flatter. That is going to an edge here. So this is going to an edge. Okay, that's going to go like that. And then that's going to go like that. All right, we're just going to leave that like that. Bring this down quite a bit. And here just talking, ultimately just talking through what I'm thinking. You know, I share a lot of my thoughts. Maybe I overshare sometimes. But got painting right here. Got a painting right here. And then another painting right next to this window. And this window right here. And then we got some cats playing around, some kittens playing around right here. Just sketching this out. Oh, okay. So that might be a little too far. We'll go right here. And then right here, right here. And I want to be able to capture this table that's at the bottom here. So if we go for the fireplace is going to come right around. So this thing is going to cut off right here, I think. Yeah, we're going to cut off right around here. And then this is going to come down. Paint is going to take up a quarter of this page. So this is going to come down like so. And this is the painting. And we've got this little section right here, just planning out the sketch. Yes, I'm going to put my own painting within the painting. It's very meta. We're going to be very meta here. And then this is the, got our thing right here. Oh, I have inaccurately placed some stuff. So this thing is going to come right around. We're going to give it that much space. This much space. A little bit less space. And then bring it down. And then maybe this comes around like so, a little bit further. Coming down, and a little point right here. Painting within a painting, just for fun. And then here we go. We got another painting back here. Paintings within paintings within paintings of a painting. How much painting can we possibly get, right? Art within art within art. This is the most meta thing you possibly have. So here we go. We've got an air conditioner right here. I'm just gonna start loosely sketching these things out again. And then we have this piece right here. It's a little bit crooked. It is crooked. My personality allows for artwork that is hung in a crooked way. And this is gonna come down, so we're gonna bring a little bit down here. And let's see, this is how far down. This right here is gonna be right there. And then we're going to have another piece going to come straight down up to this table. A little bit of a litter box right here we're going to have. All right, and then a little table thing right here, a litter box. Going to come up from the litter box to get our fireplace. So I'm just talking through my sketching idea, everything that's going through my head, right? So I'm just planning, and I'm constantly looking for the overall perspective. I'm looking for, by perspective I mean like how things are moving into the distance pretty much. like, you know, the angles of everything and so on and so on. So we're gonna go right under this painting. We're gonna come down, and this fireplace kind of ends here. Once we get to this table, and this table is really only gonna cover up to the end, like right there. And then boom, come towards me. Boom, come towards that. And of course there's a couch right here. Oh, how can I forget the couch? So the couch needs to be much more narrow. So I think, how do I do this? How do I make the couch look, space around the couch look more narrow? So fortunately, there's still a lot to be done here. The couch literally just touches to the end of the fireplace. Ah, that's right, that's about accurate. So we're gonna go right here. We're gonna come around with this couch, bring it up a little bit, just to the edge of the fireplace. Bring it down. Again, I got this mirror, and then a little bit of an air conditioner that comes down to the edge right here. So just totally talking about the sketch, the design and everything. You know, all this stuff is going to come together once we start getting into it. But for now, this is what we've got. So let's see. This drapery is going to come down right here, and then let's see. We could probably bring this chair out a bit further, and then bam. Another pillow right here. Get the pillows, get the seating. Seating's right there. Boom. Get another couch cushion right there. Got the cushion right there. Got another cushion. And then this part of the seat comes up. That should only be about halfway. So we should only cut off like right there. And just a little bit of a seat cushion right here. Pop this up around the edge of this pillow. Bam, bam. And we're gonna have a lamp. Oh yeah, there's some lamps here. So let's do some lamp work here. There's a lamp and some stuff right here. And this is just the beginnings of this layout here. We're gonna do so much more, but yes. And then because this lamp is closer, it's gonna be bigger. So this is just what I'm planning here. Although interestingly, I think it should just come off the page because I'm not gonna have this space. So that's about the same height actually, right there. Is that about the same height? Yeah, let's do that about the same height, just a little bit bigger here. All right, let's see. Okay, we're gonna go like that. This is gonna go around. It's gonna be big, bigger than that. Come around this lamp right here, boom, bazoom, and then we're gonna bring this down because it does overhang the couch a little bit, so that's okay, that's cool. We're gonna come down, bring this right down. Doesn't want to go. Bring this right down about here. A little flower. Bring this right down about here. Some flowers. I guess this does end right here. Some flowers. You know, if the perspective is a little off, that's okay. Some flowers, a little cleaning supply right here. Some cleaning supplies right here, a little thing. Some table with the, I guess we'll put the cat later at some point. We'll figure out how to incorporate a cat. But there's a stack of books right here. Bunch of stuff and more stuff. Tons of books and stuff. And then whatever's going to go on in this painting. So let's see if we've got pretty much everything as far as the main layout goes. I think we do. So I think we could pretty much get started here. I wonder if I even need to sketch it. I feel like I could just totally get right into it. Do I even need to sketch it? I feel like I just totally get right into it. So let me lay down the rest of this paint right here just to get rid of it. I don't... See, this is pretty accurate because right now this is all the stuff that's on it. And I don't know. I don't know if I have to redraw all of this onto here. That'll be a challenge. I don't know if I really want to do that, but I might. It's a possibility. It's good to challenge yourself when you paint. So anyway, let's look away from this piece right now. It's time to look away, because if you look at an artwork for too long, oh, let's see. Is this accurate? This is going to come down. It's going to come with this piece straight down here. Ah, that's accurate. Hey, that's one thing about learning to draw with proportions is if you want to capture something accurate, you start to get better and better quicker at just scoping out things and how they're supposed to look. You just get really good at things, or just get really quick at accurately measuring sizes and shapes and things. So here we go. We're getting started. You kind of see the idea right now, and that's what we're going to work with. So let's clean up this brush right now. It's time to clean up this brush. So what do I use to clean? I use all sorts of stuff to clean. Here's a cut-off sleeve from a t-shirt. Although I wouldn't say this is the best thing to use to clean, but it is an option. I will totally decide later if I really need to. I probably should decide now whether I need to sketch this out or not. I feel like I've got it. I feel like it's good to go. So let's see. I'm going to start off with a bigger brush. A bigger than usual brush. Just for this this first area here. This first section. How do I want to do this? Which brush? So I haven't used this brush in a while, so I've decided that I'm going to use it. The problem with this brush for painters is that you can tell that this brush is a little bit used and it's kind of stiff. And I do love these rough brushes though. I love it when the brush is rough because it creates this like texture. So I just really want to use it to lay down a base, a base of operation. So real quick, let me fill my water bottle so I can actually clean it. So if you're wondering, you wouldn't have thought to wonder this, but if you are, how I clean brushes, I use this. I use Master's brush cleaner here. It's called the Master's brush cleaner. So for the masters of art. And all you do, it's pretty easy. So this is a big size. And all you do is I have a water bottle nearby. Make sure that you don't drink it by accident. And I take it, I just dip my brush in there, the brush that needs some work. Here, let's see the before and after. So let's start with before. You can see that, a lot of the brushes are still stuck together. It's kind of stiff. It's pliable, but it's not totally pliable. And dipped it in a good amount of water. And here we go. Let's just mix it in here. And this is a hog hair brush, I believe. So one good thing about hog hair is you can be totally rough with hog hair. and you know, it'll maintain its thickness. So you know, I'm not too worried about being too gentle with this brush as far as cleaning it is concerned, right? Like I can like dig right in, and of course, right, like this brush, you're not gonna want to be too rough with any of your brushes, right? Be considerate of that, take care of your brushes, but I don't mind this brush getting rougher or anything like that. But if you are concerned about that, I would spend more time to be more gentle. Pookie, get away. All right. So I would probably spend more time to be a little bit more gentle. And if you were concerned about the brush maintaining its brushy quality. So we're just going to take one of our towels. Ah, stop. Hey, what are you doing? Stop scratching my knee. All right. So dip it in our water again, rinse it off. Uh-oh. She's gonna get her head stuck in the chair. Doofus, don't do that. You okay? She stuck her head through a chair, the gaps in the chair, so she's like trying to pull it out. Fortunately, she was able to. So here we go. Still just cleaning it off, rinsing it, cleaning, rinsing, cleaning. Ideally, you should do this right after you've finished painting. But that's like the do as I say, not as I do rule, you know? I think most, like, especially for beginner artists who aren't sure that how much they want to invest into painting. I mean, I guess for any artist, you know, it should be true. But I think for a beginner artist, especially, if you don't know how much you're going to invest into painting, you're going to want to take better care of your brushes, because you don't want, you know, to buy a brush one day and then you leave it for like 3 months and then suddenly you have to buy new brushes. But if you're painting like every day and you know you're going to get more brushes in the future, you're not just going to stick with one, because, you know, basically I think people who paint a lot realize that they want to try new brushes, they're going to get new brushes, they want to try different materials, they want to upgrade and use more expensive brushes. And ultimately, it doesn't matter, right? As far as like fine art is concerned, painting whatever ideas come to your mind, you know, the brush doesn't really matter. But if there are brushes that have very specific purposes. Like I was talking about earlier, this brush is a hog hair, which means it's very bristly. It's a very bristly brush, which means that this brush is very rough, has a lot of texture to it, and that's going to affect how your painting looks. But it's a very long-lasting brush. You could be very rough with it, and you get a lot of interesting looks with it. And then if you want to get a less textured brush, you got to be more gentle, because I'll show you here in a moment. I just want to clean this off real quick. The difference in the brush types here. So let's put this up. So let's look at a hog hair brush versus like a fine bristle brush here. So this is an older hog hair brush. You can see that the bristles are very thick. You could tell that there's like a texture to them, that there's a rough look to them. And even before I got all this paint and gunk stuck on them, you could see that the bristles are very thick. But this is I believe this is weasel hair, or some type of, maybe a weasel, or I forget what some type of weasel. Badger. Is a badger a weasel? Hey Alexa, is a badger a weasel?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, yes, badgers are in the family Mustelidae.
Ah, perfect.
The
Okay.
Mustelidae are a family of
So
carnivorous
Alexa
mammals.
off. So anyway, as you can see, the hairs on this are much finer, like much finer hairs. So there you go. There's your differences between a hog hair and a really nice fine hair. And what happens with the finer hair brushes is when you're using them, they're not going to like scrape away paint. Like if I use this, I'm literally going to be scraping away paint. So here we go. How do we want to start this? This paint is really wet. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with this section up here. We're going to start with a little purple. Some of this gray purple that I have right here. It's going to mix in with our color here. Just going to mix in with it, just to create some shadows. And you know, this could totally change directions later on, but I want to lay down this like base layer of what the painting is going to look like. And I don't feel like sketching it. I don't feel like it's necessary right now, although, you know, you should. Preparation is key, right? Depending on how your painting style is, you know, you should do as much preparation as you need. But everybody can be different. That's the beauty of painting, is that many people could paint the same living room and come up with something totally different. So I'm going with the purple though. I want to use purple. I made this color the other day. Purple is one of those colors that I have a really hard time developing. So I'm going to use it. And then, let's see, just laying down. And again, this is going to be painted over the next couple of days here. And here we go. I'm just going to come around. And then right around above this. So we're going to bring this right around over here. And then we're going to go just around right there. And this is not the ideal brush for this. So I just want to say the caveat right now is that a hog hair brush is not the ideal brush for what we're working on right now. But I haven't used it in a while, and I feel like it needs some attention. So I'm going to give it the attention it seeks. And this is just a gray to create some shadow. Sketch out some shadows. Gray purple. What's up? Where's your nose? And here we go. So bringing this up, bringing this purple up. And here we go. So this is definitely going to be purple. So we're going to come down here. We're going to go like purple right there. And then here we go. So we're going to bring this down. And bring this over like so, just above our area right here. And then, let's see, so it's going to come down like that. Gonna have a little platform going back here, platform. Another little section right here. As this comes to the edge, oh yeah, here. That was right here. As this comes down past the edge of the table. So we're gonna bring this down a little further, modify this to be like over here. And have that down to the edge. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Cool, okay. Like that. And then, let's see, oh, right here, we'll come down this platform, bam. And right above this, we're going to have some shadow here. And here we go. So painting this all in. What do we need? I'm gonna lighten this. I'm gonna go for like, let's go for a lighter purple. We also want to bring in some pink. So I'm just grabbing a hint of red to pop into here. Lightening it up a little bit. I'm gonna light it up a bit more. I'm just gonna bring this down. There we go. So we're gonna go right into the corner right here. It needs a little bit more red. So this is really going to touch the edge here, edge of our painting. Let's bring in some more yellow. I'm going to need some yellow for this. So let's lay down our Azo deep yellow, or Azo yellow light. I'm going to find my twisty tubes. My tube twisters. Here we go. So this is I don't know what they call that, a tube twister? A tubey twister? A clamp or something? I don't know. But a key. It's called some type of key. A tube key, I think, is the proper name for these things. Basically, you just stick it into the thing and then you twist it, and it helps you get the paint out. Absolutely great for smaller tubes. It doesn't work on bigger tubes, but it's great for these smaller tubes. Anything 40 milliliters and less, or 50 milliliters and less, it'll work perfectly for. So, here we go. This paint tube is stuck. All right. So let's do this. I need some of this yellow. I want to create like a pink. Grab. I've been saying to myself that I want to get better at mixing colors with a palette knife. Oh, this is not a palette knife. Mixing colors with a palette knife. Something I don't do enough of. I usually mix colors with the brush. Alright, well sadly I can't seem to find my palette knife. Let's see. Ah, here we go. I had to find just the right size. So I'm looking to find like a yellow, pink, white. Yellow off pink, white. And again, I still have to be cognizant that this color is going to mix with this other shade. Underneath. All right, I think we got it. Yeah. It's a little bit more yellow, but that's okay. I think once we lay it on, it'll start to make more sense. So we're gonna go with this color. bring this down. Bring this right into here. So you're just keeping it pretty loose with all this. Getting the colors down. And not overthinking it. Oversharing maybe, that's what I do, but not necessarily overthinking. And we're gonna probably paint over this over the next couple days, just different paintings. We're just gonna keep painting and painting until we get it the way we want it. So that's how we do. That's how we do it. And I think there needs to be a transition color. So we're gonna find somewhere in between this yellow and this purple. Create a nice transition color. We gotta remember that it's gotta mix with this red. And something not quite as dark as that, but not quite as light as the previous one. So this is okay. Here we go. So we got a nice little transitionary color. We could blend this out a little bit. I just want to get all these colors down. And then once I get these colors down, it's pretty lemon peasy. You just gotta, once you get the colors down, the main colors, everything starts to really just come together, and then you can figure it out from there. So, there we go. And here's a great book that I recommend. James Gurney. Anything by James Gurney, I highly recommend. Because really what James Gurney does that's so amazing is he breaks painting down into and I'm talking realist to semi-realist painting. I'm not talking about abstract painting, but he breaks painting down into its most digestible form that anyone can understand. Starting with a foundation, this premise that color is just light. That's it. You don't need to think more than that. You just got to know that color is literally just light. It's light reflecting off a surface. And if you can understand that what you're painting is light, you can take it so many places. If you could just learn to see light. And I've got these paint boogers on here. Trying to take them off with a palette knife isn't working, so I got to use a smaller brush here. I'm gonna get rid of some of these paint boogers. Wipe it off on my shirt. So paint booger there, paint booger here. So term paint booger, I'm just gonna blend that in. And then there's a paint booger here. Paint booger is basically a piece of paint that from more dry paint that didn't really come off, or that came off your palette. Because, I don't know, maybe it's been sitting for a day or two, for whatever reason. I've been painting for a couple of days, and I'll use paint from different days, and sometimes it's a couple of days, so it's had some time to dry. And yeah, so if it's had time to dry, it ends up getting these little paint boogers. And you know what? Depending on the state of the painting, right? If it's early in the painting, it doesn't really matter. You can basically just scrape them off. If it's later in the painting, you have to decide whether you want to keep them on as part of the personality or whatever. If it's in the middle of a painting, you might have to be very gentle and then pull it off with a palette knife. I can't do it with a palette knife here because it's still wet, so it's still sticking heavily to this surface. But what we're doing right now is just laying down some of the foundational colors here. I want to go with a little bit more of this off yellow. I think it's gotten a little too dark in this area. A little too dark. So we're going to go bring some of this color right across. We're going to go across right here. Bring this down. Add some of this color. We're going to bring that up eventually. Bring this down here. Bring this down to the fireplace. Yeah, this wall needs a bit of it. So we're going to bring this down on this wall. And let's see, so this is the fireplace. We're going to bring it down the side of the fireplace right here, and not too much lower. And here we go. So there's a lot of space right here for the top of our painting. So this painting might, I really want to bring that painting. Oh yeah, so I'm standing over here, which means I definitely see a lot more. So I brought that just to the edge of the window. Means I can bring this down right over here. Okay. So we're going to bring this down. What is this? What is this? That's nothing except for the fireplace. That's okay. So bring this down. There's a wall right there. Bring this down. There's a kitty litter box. We are good to go. And at some point, I'm going to do something that I want to do to spice this up in some way. But for now, I want to just pretty much do it. Do it semi-realist. Do it realist to an extent. But, you know, I'm not much for realism. So just adding some more of the base colors. Let's bring in some more of this. There we go. Nice thick layer. There's a big paint booger right there. And still just filling in the majority of the objects that are here. So this is just the base stuff. I'm going to use a couple of this just to bring down these drapes. And honestly, these drapes come right down past this light here, right here. There's going to be some more space around the light, so we're going to paint the light, and then bam, it's coming under the light, and around the light, maybe that right there. And let's see, I can actually add some more brown into this chair. So let's see, where does this couch end? Let's add this brown right here. I'm going to bring some into this seating right here, just to start to create some shadows. And I'm going to add a little bit right here in the corner of this table. And the top of this book is going to basically be dark. And let's go like this. There's a little cushion right there. And how do we go with this? Let's see. So 1, 2, and then the third pillow is right. What happened to the third pillow? What was I doing? So that's 1, 2, and then this section comes up and around. So I'm gonna have this seat right here, and it comes up like that. And I guess that's the third cushion. So that's the third cushion right there. The third cushion. And all right, so getting rid of this color. Let's clean off these two surface things. I'll clean off this brush, wipe off my palette knife. Wipe that off. And give this brush a little cleaning. So I use a lot of mineral spirits. What I'm doing right now is I'm dipping this in mineral spirits to get a lot of the paint off. That isn't recommended because mineral spirits is really rough for your brushes. But I do it because, first of all, this is an older brush, so it doesn't really bother me that much. This is hog hair, it's much rougher. But also, I find that it helps me get the paint off much better than just dipping in oil. But you can just dip it in regular oil. I like mineral spirits personally, but you can pretty much get away with however you want to do it. So there's that. Let me do this couch. So I need to fill in this couch. We're gonna fill in, start with this darker shade that we made here with a little bit of our red. I'm gonna go to the cushion right here. I'm gonna go into the cushion. So another cushion right here. And then this cushion's gonna come around. And then this cushion's gonna come right there too. Just come straight to here and disappear right there. And then we're gonna go around. There we go. Alright. Actually, there's another pillow that comes right here, but that's okay. We'll leave that for now. And let's go with this table. So we're gonna get a nice wooded table here. Yeah, actually, you know what? We'll stay with this darker color. We're gonna come down with this table, and it's gonna be quite red. So let's go with this table, bring it down, and give it some dimension by coming across. Come across again, give it some more dimension, bring it down. And it's going to have all these things on it. So can't really come towards the center too much, but we're just going to leave it like that. And you know what? Just paint into it a little bit so we don't have too much, any spaces that are missing this shadow. And then we need the brick, which means we're going to grab some red and we'll bring that into here just to get some nice base colors for this area. We're going to go right here, just get some nice brick. I'm just going to paint it down because that's really what I'm seeing is just painting it down. I'm just going to go across and then a little bit out to here. I'm going to have something down to the cat litter box, right? The kitty litter box. All the way down to right where it connects with the table. This kitty litter box can come out a little bit further. And where do we go? I'm already thinking about how I'm gonna do this part right here. It's quite a lot. You know what I find also interesting about this painting is I'm like, You know what? Who's gonna buy a painting of my living room? Probably nobody, but I do like this process. I do like this process of painting, not necessarily for a for an end sale, but you know, just to be able to enjoy the process of painting. So here we go, and then we're going to go right down to here. This is where the brick comes down, and we're just going to go bam, right down to there. Bring that brick down. And then let's see how much of this painting I have to paint over. So I'm wondering if I should just start this now and tackle our subject matter, or whether I should, you know, and paint it as we go, or whether I should just leave it, you know, leave it with this quality. But I think I've already made my decision. I'm just going to paint it as I go. Paint along as I go. So I'm just going to be very meta with this. I guess it will be true to size, so I need to keep it somewhat accurate. It's going to be like that, or almost true to size, so I'm going to go like that. And then there's not too much here, which is great, but we do want this brown color here to go into this section. We're going to go down right here. Oh, it's nice and dark. Wow. Much darker than I anticipated. Get that paint booger off. And that is that. Let's get this couch here. Let's get some of these features. So this is going to be like right there. I would say that's about halfway. So I want a little bit of this mirror, and then some couch stuff right here. That's okay. We should leave that about there. And some more stuff right here. And a painting right there, another painting right there. And then some lights. Okay, cool. Van Gogh bedroom is famous for, yes, Van Gogh. Van Gogh bedroom. So, you know, slowly just building this painting up, and you know, y'all can see pretty much what's going on. And you know, my goal really is to just be able to share some ideas here. Oh, here we go. So I need some black. I need some off black color, which right here, if I can lighten it up, it'll be just right. If I lighten it up a little bit. Yeah, so Van Gogh's bedroom. But you know what? Like, that, it's famous. You know, sadly, no one really knew about it until he died. But I guess that is the nature of the work that he did, you know, is the nature of his passion. The nature of his passion. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go like, bring this down. So the Van Hoff. The Van Hoff bedroom. What's going on, Danny E? How are you? What are you doing? What are you up to today on this lovely Friday evening? So we're gonna go add a little thing right here. And let's see, so we've got some open windows here. Let's add some of this black into these window areas. Window area right here. Window area right here. Oh wow. So if I stand up straight, I gotta maintain the same posture, otherwise I'm not gonna capture these details the same way that I had intended. So window, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So we're gonna have 5 right there. And then here we go. We could probably use some of this in our blinds. Let's say there's a couple of them. Get some of these blinds, get straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. My perspective. It's times like this when I can see that my perspective is so off. Huh. What can I do? Make these blinds a little longer. That'll solve the problem. And then you just have to bring this lamp up quite a bit, which that'll solve the problem. There we go. So you're good. Excited for the weekend? The weekend is the only time you feel you have to make art. Great. What are you making this weekend? Anything on your palette that you're making plans for right now, or whatever? So I'm gonna actually use some of this black, and we're gonna go just bring this down a bit. I'm gonna bring some more into here just to darken this. Darken this purple. It looks like it's charred, so we will work over that later. But let's see. Got this. Take off this color onto the palette. And wipe this off. So we'll see how it goes. You're making a landscape with your new something. Your new Derwent drawing pencils. Okay, cool. Drawing pencils. That's awesome. So are they color pencils or just regular pencils? Alright, you know what? And I'm going to say I'm done with this brush. I'm going to finish off with this brush here. Let's go in with a We're gonna go switch our brush here. So let's make sure, see what kind of color comes off. Nothing, no colors. Great, perfect. More color pencils, earthy tone color pencils. Perfect. Wow, that's great. Awesome. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do now. All right. I want to keep working with this purple. This purple is giving me some great shadow colors, some great shadow tones. So we're gonna go into here. We're going to bring down some shadow tone with this purple here. Bring down those blinds. And a little bit of shadow up here. Shadow at the top of the wall. And then come around this way. You know, I feel like with this way that I work right now, I could be totally working way faster. I should be totally working much more brisk and expressive. I should do that. This is not the brush for that. I'm trying to find the balance here. Maybe it is. Let's go. Let's paint. Let's paint. So here we go. We're gonna go right here into this. This cushion here. Get another cushion. Highlight along the top edge here. Colored pencils. Yes, colored pen. I've been thinking about getting a set of colored pencils. Colored pencils are, I feel, are great because you just like go out anywhere and paint with them, or I mean draw with them. So you don't have to like lug around a huge canvas in order to do so, which is awesome. There's so many great things about that. That's one thing I've been interested in as far as like watercolors go, because watercolors are similar in that sense that you can pretty much. So I'm going to increase the size of this lamp. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to go down like this. And let's grab some of our white. Let's start putting in some of our white here. We're going to go, well, actually that's not even white, that's purple. That's like a purple. So there's a shadow on a white object, and you know, my instant reaction is, hey, I want to paint a white object that I think is supposed to be white, but the reality is that it's not actually white. It's a shadow of white. So here we go. Getting some of the blinds. It's bringing down some of the blinds here. We're gonna go boom. Just gonna bring down this color, this off-white color. And then, so do you have a place in mind? You're making a landscape, or you have like a location in mind, somewhere that you've been before, or do you just want to go off for a stroll, and then wherever you decide to stop, you're just going to stop? And let's go a little bit quicker. Let's not lose our inspiration by going slow. That can be the problem with the painting process, is if you go too slow, you can easily start to lose the inspiration, whatever the ideas that strike in the moment. So we're going to go right here. We're going to go around this surface right here. This is a kitty litter box. It's going to come right in front up there. And then there's a lighter gray section, which I'm using lots of purple, but that's okay. So there's a lighter section that's going to come up and come around like this. So there we go. And we're going to paint a little white area right there. And let's go for some books here. So we're gonna go with some books. Some paper right here. Some more paper right there. And then a little thing right here. Book right here. And here we go. This couch needs a little bit of color. I'm thinking there needs some red. And this needs to come a little wider. The seating area. It's going to come a little bit wider. And then come around the front, And then there we go. Right around the front there. Fortunately not. You're using reference picture, but you're going to Western. Oh, reference picture. Well, that's great. That's how we all do it, right? But here, let me challenge you with a question, Danny. Let me challenge you with a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't feel comfortable answering it. But when you say that you want to do it from a reference picture, is that because you haven't you feel the confidence, your personal confidence in your drawing, and you feel nervous about painting out in public or drawing out in public? Is it a nerves thing? Or is it because you truly feel like, feel most comfortable just painting in your own home? Or I guess, yeah, is it a nervous type of thing that you just don't feel like you're ready yet to paint outdoors? Or is it because this reference picture is just the best thing you could possibly find where you're at? Let me bring this down a bit more. Right there. That will make me happy right here. So I'll blend this down again. And now let's bring this purple. This purple. Ah, I see. Pictures are easier. What do you feel is easier about a picture than in life? All right, so here we go. Shadow right there. Pop this around. Okay. This needs to come out just a little bit further, actually, so. And here we go. And increase the size of this so it looks a little bit more accurate. The reference sizes. And let's go. We got some floor right here. Paint the floor. Not nervous. Okay, doesn't move. Yeah, I guess that can be pretty intimidating as a moving subject. You know what I used to do to practice that is I would draw while watching a movie. So I would literally just like try to sketch the movie while I'm watching it. And I would come up with all sorts of stuff that probably made no sense, but yeah, that helped me, was drawing from movies. Let's go down. Let's go like this. Paint some of this right here. And we're going to go with a shadow that comes down right here. And here we go. So right there, come to the top here. And really right now, still just laying this all out, getting the basic colors down. And this could take a very long time. It'll definitely take a very long time. We'll be working on this for at least a couple of days, weeks, maybe a couple weeks too. I don't know yet. We'll see. It depends at some point whether I decide to go like, you know, to stick with this level of depends on what level of, I guess, realism or accuracy I decide to stick with, which, you know, definitely change. Just gonna line it up right there. And you know what? I might even paint during the day and change how these windows look, but I'm painting at night right now. But this could all totally change over the next couple of days. That's one thing about, as Danny was saying, like, you know, things change, right? Like that's one thing that can be an issue when you're painting is really making a decision on when you're going to paint when you're going to do the painting and trying to stick with that timeline, because otherwise here we go. Let's get this air conditioner in here. I think what I was going to say, because otherwise, if you don't think about it, then, you know, of course, there can always be issues that arise when, you know, you're trying to paint it and suddenly everything's totally different, and that can create issues, of course. So here we go. Let's go like this. Keep our lamp. And then let's grab color. go ahead and add this color into here. What's going on right here? This is corner's right here, so we're going to go in right here, bring this down, and then paint around right here. But yeah, hey, Danny, you know what? Thanks for answering that question. I think, you know, the thing that's always helped me isn't like, hey, this is what I should be doing. You know what I mean? Like, I should just go out and paint. It's more asking me the question of what's really stopping me from doing so. You know what I mean? These are the questions that I think are the most helpful as far as developing your own art practice, right? It's like, what is stopping me from doing so? And that is an incredibly powerful question, rather than saying, hey, I should go do this, or, you know, I should, you know, conquer my fear or whatever, but more so like, is it fear, or what is it specifically that prevents me from wanting to go, say, paint outdoors or whatever? And when you can answer those questions, I think you could discover a lot about yourself as far as a creative being. As far as being a creative being goes. And here you go. I'm starting to get really crooked with my painting. There we go. All right, so bring that down. There we go. We got some blinds right there. I'm gonna get a air conditioner right here. And let's see, we're gonna add a little bit of a white down some areas, like right here. Yeah, if anything, I learned from having a life coach. The most valuable thing I ever learned from having a life coach was how to ask yourself good questions. And if anything, just having a life coach to ask me questions was incredibly powerful. And I know that sounds silly, but that's all my life coach would do. Is he would just ask me questions. Yeah, ask me questions like, and it just blew my mind because it was so effective. He was so effective at asking questions of, you know, that helped me to improve, that would ask me questions like, you know, what is it that's stopping you from this? Or tell me more about that. And like really just getting me to question the ideas in my own psyche, my own self-limitations. And that was like the most powerful thing that they could have done for me, because I'm a bit of a stubborn guy too, right? Like if someone tries to tell me the way to do things, I might not listen. But if someone asks me questions and gets me to start brainstorming on my own behalf, I am way more likely to go after it. But that's just me personally. I know not everyone works that way. And I'm not saying this to say you need a life coach or anything, or that that's what I'm trying to do here, but just sharing this idea of the value of this like evaluation, you know, like self-evaluation, this understanding of your personal creative preferences, your personal creative efforts, you know, what you really want to get out of an art practice. And I think that's something that's so helpful. So that's why I asked that potentially challenging question. And that's why I ask a lot of questions to my viewers on here. And it's only aimed to help and support whatever your desires are as an artist. So here we go. We still got a very wet painting. Which means there's going to be a lot of color here that eventually goes away. But for now, I will be working on this for quite a few days. I think you're going to bed. Hey, take care, Danny. Thanks so much, and I hope you get that sleep. I hope you have a great one. Yes, it is definitely getting late here as well. I'm probably only painting for a little bit longer, not too much. But I hope you get those great ideas that you got going on. And yeah, let me know some updates. Feel free to share on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. And here we go. So getting in all these colors and all these shapes. Let me see. Let me draw out the sword right here. There's a sword in my living room. It's not a real sword. It's just a fake sword. So we got some objects right here that come down as well. And then you got some more objects right here. And then we got this pink thing, cushion right here, and this blue thing right there. And then what we should do is come around like this. Let's get this, sketch this out right here, bring this down, and bring this out. Get creative, people. This chair needs to be this chair area. So let's bring this chair area up with a nice brown. Like this. So I'm just going to come around like that, all the way to the end. And let's start adding some outlines to these things. Get some outline right there. I guess right now is a good time for the outline. So we're going to go right here, bring this outline like that, bring that down. We're going to get an outline for these objects, get some outlines right here. Sketch that outline out, get another outline, coming around, boom, boom. And here we go. So, design right there. Let's see, how do we... Okay, we're going to bring this right up. So these two paintings right here. And we're going to do this crooked painting. Crooked painting is going to go like that. Maybe. We can bring right there up, and then like so. And get this kitty litter box. So we're going to come around, bring it down. this side. It's actually kind of accurate, this color right here. Like that, and then, whew, keep it going, keep it going. And here we go, get some figures right here. Yeah, so now that I'm thinking of it, this painting is totally gonna look totally different because I'm not gonna go with the reference, which means I have to depend on the lighting. But you know, I think I'll be painting around the same time each night. But who knows? Maybe the color might change. Maybe I'll paint this at with a totally different color depending on the day. So this little box right here, and then we go right into here, and then we're gonna come down right here, and here we go. It's gonna come right there, and then go around. And then let's go with this blue right here. I have these blinds right here. And maybe make that a little bit thinner. And it is starting to come along. I find it very helpful to have a camera and be able to see what I'm doing on video at the same time. So because I record, I can actually just like look back here and see the picture, not only from like a reversed view, so I can like look at it a little different, but I can see a much smaller version of it, which means I get a new perspective, different perspective of everything, which is very helpful. And we're probably going to be done with this initial setup here, and maybe in the next half hour, I'm gonna put some brakes on this. But I have a blue here, and this blue is gonna get mixed with the white. We're just gonna grab this blue and white. Grab our ultramarine blue here. Grab our ultramarine, and we've got a little bit of ultramarine color right around here. Let's just keep going, everybody. We're going to keep pushing this and pushing this until we're going to go boom, 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 boom. shadow. And we could keep going just straight across like this. Like, wow. I like this blue. Let's go with this blue as far as getting some of the shadow space. And let's go down here. And then at least once I get this initial foundation down, I feel really good about just jumping in, diving in, and about diving in and just getting to the work. The work of laying down colors. Let's clean this brush off. All right, let's go here. New brush. New brush. I want a brush that's going to allow me to add some more life to this. So first things first, outline. I'm going to outline what I already know that I'm going to keep pretty much. So we're going to go outline, get some more of this. Outline. Maybe go with like a brown here. Maybe go lighter with this outline. Clean off this brush here. cleaning off the brush when you've used the color black in it can be a pain because the brush, because the color becomes so pervasive in it. And how can we make this in a way surreal? I'm trying to think of how we're going to make this more surreal here. Ooh, let's paint a nice black hole here. We're just going to paint a circle. Something's going to be coming out of this circle. I don't know what yet. We're going to paint a circle here. A bit of surrealism to this world. And what we're going to do with this black here, we're going to bring this black right down into here. Make sure that we add this black. And this actually needs to be more straight up. So I'm going to bring this down. What is in these windows? Just blackness, darkness, outdoors. And this brush off. So right now I am working with oil paint. What you'll find about this oil paint is that unlike acrylic would already be dry. And I would just basically be able to paint over things. But because this is oil, you have to go through a different process. So I'm going to take this purple and I'm going to create little, just circular. We're going to do something like a circular motion here that comes out from this space. Yeah, I think this paint's a little too wet to really be able to create an effective impasto right now, which is what I would be going for. If this canvas was dry, it would be much easier to work on impasto. So I'm not going to necessarily do that just yet. If you're gonna do this, you have to have a wet, like a dry canvas, because otherwise it just won't hold the colors. So we're just gonna leave that. We're gonna save the impasto for later. make sure that we just bring this shadow all the way around this thing right here. And coming around. Since I have this color, I'm just shaping out some of these pillows a little better. Hey, what's up, Mari? What's going on? I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Just working on this painting for this evening. I'm almost done for the evening. I'm gonna wrap this up in a little bit, but great to see you. Great to chat. Great to see some familiar names. Yeah. So that's what we're doing right now. Just fixing up some of the areas. Just planning this out while the paint's wet. So what's going on? How is life affecting you? And here we go. We're gonna bring this up. There's a thing right here. Paint another thing right there. It's going all right. You got an iPad today, so does that mean you're going to be using Procreate? Is that what? Is that the exciting thing about that? Do tell, do share. You're going to be using Procreate, right, to do digital art? Is that exciting? Or I don't know. I'm just guessing that's why the news is so exciting. Procreate, what an amazing tool by Apple. Or if you're not using Procreate, that's cool too. You know, it's nice to just have an iPad. I don't personally have an iPad, but because pretty much either I can do stuff on my mobile device, or I usually go to my computer for anything that requires more. But digital art stuff, awesome, very nice, very good to hear. That's totally exciting. Thank you for sharing. And that is totally exciting. What's like the first what's like some of your first projects? You got any projects that you want to do? Oh yeah, okay. So this brown section, I need a nice yellow. Let's go with this color right here. Maybe add in some yellow. And a pale white. I'm gonna paint right here, so it's gonna go straight across like so. You're gonna go Pro, but you got the 6th generation because you already have a MacBook. Nice. Yeah. Apple House, huh? Apple House, great. Outlines this little thing right here and get the top of the book. Yeah, I use PC, but yeah, Apple products are great for creative people. I think that's a pair of shorts over there that I need to get rid of. I don't want my shorts. Maybe I should keep my shorts in the photo. I don't know. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. And the shadow there. Bring this down. And bring this down around the front. Hey, Scout. Psst, psst. Psst, psst, stop. Stop smelling that thing. Stop. Psst, stop. Why does he like the smell of this? Stop, buddy. Stop. It's not good for you. Go away. Don't make me pick you up. Hey. Here, look. If you want attention, get attention. Okay? Look. No, none of that. None of that paint sniffing. Alright, here. Give you a little attention for a minute. I'm putting you down so that you stop being up here. Okay? Can't be up here, dude. This is not the place for you. Alright? So if anybody wants to, yeah. If anyone's in Los Angeles, it is almost Halloween, and if you ever wanted a black cat, this is the one. He's the one, yo. This guy, he just like purr. Listen to him purr. Can you hear that? The purring of a kitten is so adorable. He's gotten so big though. I'm sure some of you saw him when he was just like this tiny thing. He looks way older on camera than he does in person. He's forever a baby kitten. Yes. Good boy. You're a good boy. Clean out your eye boogers. Why are you getting eye boogers? You know, I noticed the one thing about black cats though is if they're so easy to like get dusty. Like, you know, just running under the bed makes them very dusty. Oh, little, everybody can use kitten purring. It's literally like the most soothing thing is a kitten purring. Look at this little baby, this creature. What? What? Do you want to get down? Huh? What? His eyes are getting wide. He's getting excited about something. Gotta put him down. Alright, you had enough attention for now. So you're going down. Cookie, you too. You stay away from the paints. Look at this one. She's a feisty. This one, she's feisty. She's a feisty one. And she smells like cat food. Look at her cute little feet. So dirty. Dirty little feet, Pookie. Yeah. All right. I think I'm reaching the end of my painting endurance for the evening. But you said you missed your cat. I guess that was my sign to put my stuff up. But I still gotta clean up. I still have all this paint that I gotta clean up. I could probably leave the palette knives in here. But this paintbrush I definitely want to wipe down. And yeah, but hey Mari, thanks for being here. What's going on? Let's hear. So what do you have planned for projects? You said you want to download a bunch of stuff. Your Huion tablet. You know, draw a cat, a digital cat. Or you're just gonna let yourself be free and do whatever comes to mind. And by the way, so I had a dream to paint this last night or yesterday morning. This morning actually. This morning I kept like dreaming of painting my living room for whatever reason. So that's what we're doing right now, obviously. Or maybe not obvious because you can't really see my living room, but this is my living room. We're painting it. I'm gonna put my stuff up right now. Oh yeah, that's all good, no worries. I do not... I am not upset at all. I'm not... Yeah. It's awesome that you were able to pop in, even briefly, that's cool. Honestly, my favorite place to really stay in touch with people is like Instagram, you know, because I just see posts and I don't have to like... You know, you just share progress. That's it. You're not like, there's no expectation of anything else. What's going on here? Why is this getting stuck? Okay. like YouTube is great, and obviously, you know, I'm totally glad for people to like pop in and say what's up. But as far as like my favorite place to just kind of see what people are up to is like Instagram, because it's always like, oh hey, you know, I just finished this, that's great, or I just worked on this. But you know, YouTube's great for the conversation, the random conversation, as you know, you're painting and working. But I think Instagram's that tool that you know, is just an absolute must-have for artists in some way, or you know, even other social media, TikTok, like YouTube. I just happened to be a content creator before I got into painting, and you know, fortunately, it carried into it. But as far as just, I think a necessary tool is definitely Instagram. But anyway, I know you're on there, and I look forward to seeing some of your digital artwork. The great thing about digital work is like you could just make it and then you just pop it on there straight from your iPad. That's awesome, because with stuff like this, I gotta like take a photo and then, you know, make sure it's a good photo, or even like a bad photo, whatever. But I gotta take a photo and then I gotta upload it, talk about it. But yeah, hey, thanks for popping. Oh, I see your cat is eating a pizza in your photo. I don't know if that's your cat. Can't tell if that's a pizza. It's just like this tiny, tiny, tiny little photo that I can't actually pull up. But that's cute. Little white and gray cat eating a pizza or something. But, all right. Well, that's it for the night, everybody. Thank you, Mari. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back at this tomorrow night. You know, the biggest thing about this, I feel right now, is that it's just like so wet that I just wanted to initially get the majority of the colors down, the majority of the shapes, the majority of the objects, and start to develop a plan, because it's from there that you can really start to build something. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna, you know, I mean, I guess everyone's got their process. Some people sketch it out totally ahead of time and know every single color that they're gonna lay out. I happen to work a bit messier, and tomorrow this will still be wet. Some of it might be dry, but ultimately I'm gonna go ahead and build on top of it and just keep working color on top of color, and we will find our final painting here in the next week or so. So take care, everyone. Thank you.